What is up, guys? So, today we're gonna be doing the Raw reviews, but I'm gonna be focusing more on the best part of the shows. I feel like Raw and SmackDown also they only have like a couple of good things, so it's always dreadful for me to do reviews. Like that's why it's been so long, because I feel like the shows haven't been that good. So I don't really have that drive to do a review. So I'm gonna focus on the Braun Crusher that started the show, the Liv Morgan segment leading into the match with Raquel and Stephanie, and then what closed the show, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. But before we start, I want to shout out Obafemi for his Raw debut. That was a really good match in terms of showcasing him, you know, as what he can do, what he brings to Raw. I really wonder what he's going to be doing, because I don't know. I feel like he has to have a title soon, unless they can give him like some feud stuff. But when I look at the titles, I look at the Intercontinental Champion, and I'm thinking Finn should have that. You know, he should be the one to beat Dom, and then maybe he could lose it later, or maybe Oba just beats whoever wins the World Heavyweight Championship after WrestleMania. So I'm really I really have high hopes for what Oba's gonna be doing. But let's get into it. So the show kicked off with Bron Breakker, and he is crushing out. It was more of a subdued crush out. It wasn't much anger at what happened, but more of frustration, especially when you got to the end of the segment, because he came out and he was trashing the place. The announcer tables, Michael Cole and Corey Graves were skedaddling out of there, and then the other guys came out to stop him, and then Adam Pearce comes out and he has security, and he's basically kind of trolling Braun, and he's saying he put on a poor performance at the Rumble, which is because he wasn't even in it. And he says, for all he knows, you know, Theory, Austin Theory may be the one who attacked him, because, that's kind of how Austin Theory eventually joined the Vision, because he was kind of the guy who was always interfering for them, wearing a mask and a hoodie. So, he's kind of saying, hey, for all you know, it's probably Theory again. So that was really interesting, and I hope it actually, leads to something for Theory. I always talked around about him being a double agent, for not a double agent, but more of an agent of Seth, kind of being in there to kind of assess what's going on in the Vision, and giving information to Seth for when Seth comes out. But also, when I looked at that mask guy, there were angles that are posted on Twitter by somebody who was at the show, and it kind of looked like Ricky Saints slash Ricky Starks. So the idea of Seth coming back with his own people, and he has Ricky Starks and Austin Theory, who we found out that he was sent by Seth. That would be an interesting match. You could have some great tag matches there, some 6 men, 3 versus 3 matches. That would be fun. But yeah, so that was interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing where that goes, because it seems like Braun is no longer in the title picture. So I hope Seth is back in time, so he actually has a good match, and like a big match outside of the title. And then we had Dominic, who is back after, I think he's been gone since maybe December. I remember he got injured at that show in AAA. So he's back, and he announces Liv Morgan, who looks amazing. Liv is there, and like basically it's a celebration of sorts. I mean, it's not really like pyro and stuff, but it's like a celebration, because Dominic is there and she's celebrating winning the Rumble. And she says she hasn't made her mind yet, but like we know it's gonna be Stephanie Vaquer. But I do like the idea of her going to SmackDown as well, because that is something that she used to do a lot. Like she would go back and forth, that match she had with Jade in SmackDown. I think it was in Italy when she like got a huge pop because she's Italian. So that was really fun. But I feel like it's kind of obvious now because after the match, which so Raquel came out and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have this match. Don't interfere," because she was like, "You eliminated me in the match," and then Liv was like, "Yeah, but it's because you have another match as well. So now we both have chances." So Raquel was like, "Okay, but like don't come out during my match." But Liv came out to try and help. Raquel came out too, but Raquel still lost. So that is gonna be interesting on the road to WrestleMania, and it also kind of puts doubt in your mind of Liv possibly winning at WrestleMania, because it's like, what is the relationship gonna be like between Liv and Raquel when Liv has the match at WrestleMania? Is Raquel gonna come out, try and help, air quotes, costing Liv the title, or will they have already, you know, separated by then, so they won't be friends? I don't know. We'll see. But they have the match. Raquel loses and Liv comes in Oblivion Stephanie, and I hope Stephanie, learns how to sell Oblivion by the time the match comes, because that was a horrible sell. I don't know if she's ever took an Oblivion, so I know, because I know she's a good wrestler and a good seller. So I hope like by the time the match happens, she's figured it out. But yeah, so Liv holds out the title, so you could already say she's chosen, but she hasn't said it outwardly. So, and then we head, into the most important match probably for me, because these are like two guys who I've been waiting for them to mix it up. And this segment was so good. Like I always say that for me, I always feel like people overhype Roman's promos, but I feel like this promo kind of made me go, "Oh wait, maybe I'm just not acknowledging Roman's promos how good they were," because this was really good. I loved how it started off, when they were both in the ring at the same time, and CM Punk did not acknowledge Roman Reigns because he started off the thing by addressing Finn Balor, who had a segment and he was, kind of trash talking CM Punk. So he's like addressing Finn first, and Roman's face is like, "What the hell?" I really like that. So yeah, they trash talk each other. Like, it's so neck and neck on who got cooked in this segment, but I think CM Punk definitely had the better promo, but Roman Reigns definitely held his own. I feel like it's been so long since, honestly, both these guys cut such good promos. So I really enjoyed this. But this is really so good. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it definitely should main event night too, because it's definitely the best thing going on right now. Like, in just one day, Roman has shown himself to be, the top guy of this entire company, and CM Punk has showed any doubters who doubted his promos that he is the best. And I feel like CM Punk is the best promo guy ever in WWE. But to be honest, I wasn't watching, like the 2000s, like 2000 to like 2005, like the 90s. So there's probably people who I don't know. But in my knowledge, like from when I started watching, basically the John Cena's, the Rocks, like I think CM Punk is the best. So yeah, this was really good. I'm really looking forward to this match. The guys cooked each other. They brought up CM Punk bringing in, the Shield, Roman Reigns. I really thought Roman would talk about how originally CM Punk wanted somebody else. I forgot the name of the guy. Chris Hero. So I really hope they address that someday. But yeah, it was so good. They brought up the podcast where CM Punk was talking about his experiences, and he kind of trashed the WWE, rightfully so. But in the process, he kind of made people hate Roman Reigns because he talked about how he was told to make him look good, and I don't think that is what made Roman get hate, but it definitely contributed to some amount. So that was the Raw review. Like, subscribe, and hopefully I will see you for the Dynamite review.